I want to welcome all of you, and I see a lot of friendly faces here, alumni, donors, friends. This is truly a wonderful day for UNLV. I want to make some introductions just very quickly. We have Lindy Schumacher here. And Lindy, where are you? Okay, Lindy, I remember it seemed like yesterday we had an announcement like this for the Lindsay Institute, so thank you so much for your generosity. It's deja vu all over again for me here. We have John O'Reilly, who's chair of the UNLV Foundation. John, stand up. Yeah. We have Mark Fine, who's immediate past chair. Mark, where are you? And Mark also brought Greg onto the board, so thank you very much for doing that, Mark. Nice job. We have Marcus Conklin, who in the last session was majority leader for the Assembly. Where's Marcus? Yes, back there? Yeah, all right. We have immediate past chair of our Board of Regents, James Dean Levitt. We have Scott Wasserman, and Scott has a job. He is the Chief Executive Officer and Special Counsel to the Board. And we'll be introducing the speakers on stage later. I just want to say that all of you should know a little bit about the Lee family. So I'm going to try to do this in 4 or 5 minutes. But the Lee family are truly remarkable. Now, let's start with Doris. You ready, Doris? Doris's father came to America from China in 1901. He had no money, he had no friends, and he worked for a little store. And he became immediately the leader of that little store in Vallejo, California. And somehow, through his career, he was a pioneer. How many people have been to 99-cent stores or dollar stores? They're sure doing well in the stock market. He was the leader, and he did a terrific job founding National Dollar Stores. Now, is there anybody old enough to remember the National Dollar Store that was on 5th and Fremont here? I'm sure somebody is, but you're probably just not going to admit it. But we had one down, Don Snyder, is that right? Okay. We had one downtown. And you know, Doris inherited his entrepreneurial skills, his love of family, love of people, and love for the community. And because of this, in fact, that is how she met Ted, because it was a business deal. Is that right? A business deal. You're looking for advice, selling some Napa Valley property. And so she went to Ted, and Ted was a lawyer and an entrepreneur, and they've had a lifelong business partnership and life partnership since then. Just terrific. And with their children, Greg and Ernest, they have built Urban Land of Nevada and the Urban Land Company. And of course, you know Eureka Casino, Las Vegas, Eureka Hotel and Casino Mesquite, and dozens of other properties. They've been terrific entrepreneurs. Now, Ted, it's your turn. Ted's father also came from China, and he was a businessman in Stockton. And his philosophy was that every one of his children needed to go to college. He didn't have the opportunity. He wanted all of his children to go. So Ted was a star athlete. He was one of the fastest people in Stockton, 100-yard dash, right? Really fast. And so he went to a school counselor. He says, I want to go to Harvard. That's the best university in the country, right? And the school counselor says, not a chance. You'll never get there. And that made Ted really mad. One thing you need to know about Ted, don't ever tell him he can't do anything. So Ted wrote his own essay. He got into Harvard and did extremely well. And then after that, he got his MBA and his law degree from UC Berkeley. And he also taught in the law school, National Law School in Singapore. Now, he also did something that 40% of our students have, and that is he became a college graduate, a first-generation college graduate. Now, what's important about that? 40% of our students are first generation. It is not just a college degree. It changes a family and sets standards for generations, new standards. I'm a first generation graduate. All my 3 children are, and my 8 grandchildren will all go to college, and I know that's the case in the Lee family. Because let's look at the Lee family just a bit, very quickly. Let's look at Greg. Harvard, again, how did that happen? Greg, Harvard? And USC Law, okay? And then Ernest went to Harvard. Where's Ernest? Right down there. Ernest went to Harvard as well, and he was a great squash player and scholar. And then Dana. Dana married Greg, and Greg wasn't just going to marry anybody. He decided he needed a little Ivy League diversity, so he married a Brown graduate. Dana, Brown graduate and Carnegie Mellon MA. This is a smart, smart family. And then what we have here is we have 2 children, and can they please stand up? And who are those children? Oh, did I embarrass them? With the 8 grandchildren, I'm really good at that. Graham is at Meadows School. He's a 6th grader. He loves soccer and golf, and he's a straight A student. And Katie, not to be outdone, is a straight A student in the 5th grade, and she loves horseback riding, too. So, was there a B+ somewhere, Katie? I don't know. You know what is amazing about this family is this is a family that works together every day. How many families do that? Every day you go to work? Really? And get along? That's just the family values that they have. It's just amazing. And look through the bios here, please. The bios are just amazing. What they've given to Harvard, Stanford. How long have you been involved with Harvard? 30 years, Ted? Just amazing. And the art museums you've been involved with, given back to the community, every community they've been in, lots of major gifts. But you know what? They selected UNLV today for their largest philanthropic investment. And why? Well, they tested us a little bit because they gave us an endowed professorship for law. They wanted to see if the law school would go anywhere. Now it's what, 70th in the country? They're very happy with that investment. Greg got onto the board. He became our treasurer, so he understands us from the inside. They see the potential at UNLV. This is their city. This is their university, and they want to make a difference. They want to make a difference for students. They want to make a difference for the community and the nation. So we are so appreciative for your gift. And now, to talk about the specifics of the gift, we have our president, Neil Samatras.
Thank you all for coming today. This is an incredible turnout, and it's an incredible event, and it's one that makes me happy. I think most of you know at this point there's only 4 named colleges in this university. Today we're going to add a 5th. And every time we've named a college, the trajectory of that college has been changed forever. I want to talk, while we're going to thank Ted and Doris effusively, I do want to talk just a little bit about the College of Business. You know, one of the things that we've said here at UNLV is this group or that group's the best kept secret. And after a while, it gets kind of old saying that we're a secret, and we don't want things to be secret anymore. We want to have our performance celebrated on a national level. But to do that, you might have to shine a spotlight on the achievements and accomplishments of the faculty. If you take a look at our College of Business right now, their scholarship levels are very high, and they're nationally known for their scholarship. The students are occupying niches in industry throughout Nevada and, in fact, throughout the United States and the world. We have been producing wonderful students who have been celebrated by some of the captains of industry here. I know Dallas Hahn just hired some students and said they stacked up with the best students he's seen nationally anywhere. I know we have 100% employment out of our MIS programs, that our economics program, the Center for Business and Economic Research, the Lead Real Estate Institute. These are all really solid platforms that we can build a name brand, nationally renowned College of Business out of. But what was missing? What was missing was that tiny margin of excellence, well, maybe not so tiny, that catapults an institution from good to great and lets everyone understand what an opportunity we have here to make a difference. And if you look at the donors who have participated with this university, that is what we have seen. Bill said gifts are transformational. Sometimes much smaller gifts can be the lead to something very, very significant and can make a change. This gift is going to hit the ground running. This gift has the capacity and capability of almost instantly changing the national reputation of this institution, and again, shining the light on the high-quality faculty who are here and adding and enhancing those, in the words of Bob Maxon, watering some very green spots on this university. It will create 10 endowed chair positions. Now, that is amazing. And I will tell you, that's 10 more than many colleges have, and it is the most of any college at this university. It's a remarkable, remarkable number. It will also provide scholarships for students and enriching activities that support them, that allow high-merit students who have incredible potential to compete at the highest levels to come to this university and to be attracted just like they would to any major university in the country. And we know that you will produce through this gift leaders who will guide the future prosperity of our region. So that too, for students out there, the gift is very significant for the support that it will be able to give you. Now, in addition, we have to consider that when a gift like this is made, a $15 million gift, that gift primes the pump and draws attention to the program and creates further gifts for the future. And so I believe that as we talk to Ted and Doris about how this gift will change the university, how it will change the educational atmosphere for the College of Business, how it will build national reputation, how it will attract top scholars, that we see an opportunity here to launch something that I believe will continue to attract and draw attention, because now people will be able to celebrate the Lee Business School. And I, for one, am so excited about this gift and the concepts that you've developed and how you will have a long, rich, and lasting relationship with this college, and that Greg, Dana, Ernie will all be able to participate that. And you too, over there. So with that, I'll simply say this gift is the start of something big. This gift is the launch of the Lee Business School at UNLV. Rise and join me in thanking Kevin, Doris Lee, and the Lee family for this incredibly generous gift. And I'm turning it back over to our MC and someone who worked very, very hard with the Lee family to make sure this gift was exactly done right, Bill Bolt, who's done a great job with his team.
Thanks, Neil. I see Jack Schofield just came in. Regent Schofield, stand up. Now, do you remember, I think Jack knows, do you remember the National Dollar Store at 5th and Fremont? Did you ever go there? Yes, he did. He does remember. I knew somebody in this room would remember that. Thanks, Regent. Now I would like to call on our Dean of the Lee Business School, Paul Jarlick.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. It's always a pleasure to be able to speak after Neil, but I'll do my best here. This is a landmark day in the history of the College of Business at UNLV. Today we take the first step to become the Lee Business School. On behalf of almost 4,000 students in the Lee Business School and 100 faculty and staff, we say thank you. For those of you who know me, I believe that a great education provides you with three things. The first thing is that you should have some aha moments when you're here. Things when a faculty member who's a thought leader changes your perspective on the world. Secondly, you should get good advice while you're here about your career and about your life and what it is you want to do. And you get that from people who are successful role models. And third, a great education gives you the confidence to know that you can compete with anybody, anywhere, anytime. If you got those three things, you got a really great education. The Lee gift gives us the resources to do all three of those things. As Neil said, it provides 10 professorships for us to attract thought leaders in their fields who will give those aha moments to students. It includes money to fund a speaker series and continuing education programs so that students can meet highly successful entrepreneurs and faculty from around the country and learn from their success. And third, it provides scholarship dollars to attract students who aspire to compete at the highest levels. And I will assure you that the Lee Business School graduate will compete. Jack Chabrowski's in the room. Jack is the faculty advisor for our American Marketing Association team. They go to the national competition every year in New Orleans. Twice in the last 5 years, that team has finished second to a place called Wharton in the finals there. Our Students in Free Enterprise team has made nationals each of the last 2 years. I know Professor McAllister couldn't be with us today. He's actually teaching. That's a good thing. And we have Janet Runge in the room, and I saw Andrew Harden, both who work with our students in entrepreneurship and working with, where's Rama Venkat from engineering, the Dean of Engineering, and our engineering students. We swept the Governor's Cup Business Plan competition last year, and we expect to do so again. With a gift like this, I promise that those results will be even better as we go forward. To tell you a little bit about the impact of this generous gift is going to have for students, I've asked Ricardo to join me on stage. Ricardo Canero is an economics major and a soon-to-be LBS student ambassador. So, Ricardo? All right.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Like Dean Charlie said, my name is Ricardo Cornejo, and as a fifth-year senior, expected to graduate in May 2012, with a bachelor's degree in economics, I could not be any more excited and grateful that this day has come to our college, for our college. You see, the accomplishment will benefit students, both old and new, that have acquired their degree from the now Lee Business School and who will soon acquire their degree from the Lee Business School. Students like me will benefit from new energetic faculty recruited through the gift. We will benefit from an informative speaker series complementing our learning inside the classroom with the interaction of successful business leaders coming to our campus community. And certainly we will benefit from the financial aid as we will be awarded, students like me will be awarded, rewarded for our hard work and dedication to our careers. Equally, our alumni and past generations of students will benefit from the prestige and name recognition that this gift is bringing to our college. We'll benefit from the prestige and the success that the Lee family has had throughout Southern Nevada. As a student who has relied solely on private scholarship money to attend UNLV, I can assure you that my fellow students will directly benefit from the funds available for financial aid and scholarships. I would like to deeply thank the Lee family for their generosity and commitment to higher education to the state of Nevada. Myself and the current 4,000 students at the now Lee Business School will succeed largely due to your investment and our future, and you can be certain that that investment will pay off within our local community. Thank you very much.
we're honored to have our Chancellor, Dan Claich, here. Dan?
Mr. and Mrs. Lee, Greg and Dana, Graham and Katie, Ernest, it's an incredible honor to be part of this ceremony today, thanking you for your generosity and being part of the extended UNLV family that's here today. I was speaking to a class of students just before I came over here, and first of all, I want to say what an incredible group of students here at UNLV. And they were drilling me with question after question, but they were mostly concerned about the quality of education here at UNLV, which you have pushed forward today, and we deeply appreciate that. Thank you very much. Secondly, they asked me toward the end what was my vision for higher education in Nevada in 10 years, and I spoke mostly of UNLV, but let me tell you what I think this institution should be for Southern Nevada, but the whole state of Nevada and the region. This institution should be the beating heart of this state and this city. It should be the cultural, creative, business, entrepreneurial center of this state. And I think that what you and your family have done today will help make that dream of mine possible for generations of Nevadans to come. And so on behalf of those students here today and here for generations to come, thank you so much for this wonderful, wonderful gift.
Now I think it's very appropriate to have the Regents represented by our Vice Chair of the Board of Regents, who happens to have 2 degrees from now the Lee Business School. And that's Kevin Page, former president of our Alumni Association as well, very, very involved in the community. Kevin. And look at his tie.
Thank you, Bill. Thanks to the Lee family. This is a wonderful gift here this morning. It will change a great college into a fantastic college. A lot of people don't realize the Business College is nationally ranked in awards for accreditation. So they have 3 accreditations over there, and so this will help keep that and build upon that. It's nice to see the Lee family make an investment in the Business College. It's going to make all the alums' degrees and future students' degrees that much better. And so we're really glad they're bullish on the college. And thanks to President Simatras and Bill Bolt, Dean Jolly, and all the people that have worked hard on this gift. It's very much appreciated. And I just want to, our chairman, Jason Geddes, couldn't be here this morning, but he wanted me to pass along how pleased he is of this gift and thank the Lee family on behalf of the whole board. Thanks for this gift. Thank you.
Now I'm honored and so pleased to introduce Greg Lee, who will be stating some remarks on behalf of the family.
You can tell this is the business school because they start on time and they move through the program. You know, it's not every day that a son gets an opportunity to tell his parents how proud he is of them. And also, among friends and supporters, to maybe share some of the experiences and insights I've had about them, which are the reason why I'm so proud of them. So I'm going to ask you to indulge a little bit because I'm going to just sort of talk from the heart a little bit. When I joined the foundation board about 4 years ago, it wasn't very long before my parents started engaging me in conversations about UNLV and talking about, you know, how they might make a difference. we talked about some ideas for programs, and there were a lot of very good ideas, but I can assure you, none of them were as big as what they've decided to do. Now, many of you might think, well, it must have been through the insight of friends like Ted Quirk, John O'Reilly, Don Snyder, Mark Fine, who asked me to come on the board that I would start loosening them up. But I can assure you that this idea, this transformational gift, is purely their own idea. That probably when we started talking 4 years ago, it was a different place. And Las Vegas was booming. And since that time, we've been through, four difficult years of recession. And I chat with people who are often very, very pessimistic. And they tell me, we're not sure Las Vegas is ever going to be the same again. And so the conversations that we've had over the past years with my folks are really about, they don't feel that way at all. They really see tremendous opportunity. They see tremendous growth, in our future. And so the idea of doing this, I think, really exemplifies the kind of mindset they have, which is to look to the future and to be very, very confident. So their targeting of the business school to make this gift, I think, is really very consistent with what they've done, through their lives. And I just wanted to share maybe a few examples that you'll get to know them, but also, maybe the future leaders of UNLV and the Lee Business School can take heart, because this is the qualities of my mom and dad. The first thing I think of when with my mom and dad is that they see opportunity very early, and they commit to it with all of their passion, all of their resources, and they're not afraid of hard work. I know my parents the best from having spent the last 15 years growing the Eureka Casino Hotel in Mesquite. So I'll use some of these examples, and then I'll also maybe relate how we hope this will translate to the Lee Business School. Now, my dad was one of the first, I think, people that I had talked to who had even heard of Mesquite, and he put his money in there in 1992, and we waited for, actually 1988, and we waited for 10 years before there was any opportunity to do anything. And we built a casino in 1997, and we were terrible. And we opened up, and people thought for sure, the Lees will never make it. But I can tell you that my father never lost his heart, his optimism, and his aggressiveness. And with our city and with this school, there may be times where it's going to be difficult. But they have decided that they see the opportunity in the business school early and are really putting that commitment behind them. Another characteristic I think is very important is that my parents are driven by goals that are really more than just money. They really do care about the community. Most recently, on the 4th of July, we decided to celebrate the 4th of July in Mesquite in a little different way. And my mom has loved classical music. So she decided on her own to bring out the Nevada Pops to play a concert, and that we were going to do a fireworks display right afterwards. It was really one of the beautiful evenings I've ever experienced in Mesquite. And I've had people come to me and say, that was the most proud I've ever been about living in Mesquite, to be part of a community that was all together and did something because it was the right thing and because they care so much about the community. My parents are also very, very inspired by young people, and I think that's a reason why they've identified UNLV. When we decided to build in Mesquite, I remember him talking to, at that time, one of the mayors. And he said, we really want gaming to come in a bigger way because the young people, when they graduate from high school, have no job opportunities, and everyone leaves. And Mesquite's basically been the same size ever since. So my dad, of all the places we had real estate in Las Vegas that we could have, built, my dad wanted to go to Mesquite first. And he said, I came from a small town where there wasn't a lot of opportunity. And if we can build a property to the best of our ability, and we try to run it in a way that is progressive in management, I think that we can be a credit to our community and give the young people a reason to stay. And not stay because they have no opportunities, because just maybe the best opportunity is here. And I think that's very much what my mom and dad want to do here at UNLV. The last thing I'm going to say about my mom and dad is that they live with tremendous humility and grace, which I hope to always aspire to be like. And where it comes into play is so often we're walking the casino floor. And, long-time customers will stop and they'll visit Mr. and Mrs. Lee, and they'll say, oh, it's so good to see you. We really wish you'd come, more. We're so happy that you've come to Mesquite and you provide this great place for us. We're proud of you, and thank you. And that's sort of strange for a business whose really job is to take their money. But my mom and dad are special in the sense that they always say to them, no, thank you. Thank you for being our customer. Thank you for coming. Because without you, we wouldn't have anything. We wouldn't be able to do any of the things that we're doing. So really, as I close, their gift is really a gift to this community, this city. They have tremendous optimism of what the institution can be. And you know what? This administration and future administration, I just say is good luck, because we all need you to succeed. Thank you.
Now I'd like to introduce Ted Lee of the Lee Business School.
The Lee Business School is the culmination of everything that we've wanted to do. We got interested in Las Vegas in 1971. And as you all may remember, that was the time when only Howard Hughes was buying real estate. Everybody else was wonder what he's going to do. Well, we didn't have very much money, but we gambled, or we bet on Las Vegas. And things went well. And in 1982, we sat down as a family and took a year off, going around the world, planning and thinking about, I don't want to do just the real estate. And we had it had been suggested that we go into gaming. But that was not a possibility when I first heard of it, because Doris knew that if her father knew, he wouldn't approve. And I know that if I asked my father, he would say no. So we did not ask, because by that time, Doris had lost her father. My father was still living. We did not ask him, and we got into the gaming business. Then we got into, well, first, Doris's family and my family have always approved of education. My father used to say that education was the best investment a person could possibly have, because no one can steal it from you and you can't lose it, which is true. And he also said, you can do anything you want, but it may take you longer than someone else. But if you want to do something, do it. And even though it seems hard, don't quit. And I think that advice was well spoken. We're in Las Vegas, we're in education. We've made this gift as a beginning, that the possibilities for UNLV are immense, but it will require the support and help from everybody, particularly those in this room. And I hope that everyone will respond to the challenge of making UNLV what it can be. Thank you.
Once again, Ted and Doris, you've shown the spirit that made Las Vegas great. As you said, you invest early and wisely, and then you're persistent. We know that your investment in the Lee Business School is going to pay off, and we really appreciate your vision and your hope for everything that your father represented and that your family represents in terms of a commitment to education and a commitment to making our city great. Ted and Doris Lee, we thank you all from the bottom of our hearts, and we want you to know that you can bet on us. Thank you all so much for coming today, and I know I'm going to have a fantastic day, and tonight we're having our foundation dinner. I'll see so many of you again, and I know it's just going to be a heck of a good time. So I look forward to the celebration continuing, and I hope all of you have a terrific day, especially those of you in the College of Business.